viewers, and welcome to this interview with educator Andrew Belotti and the release of an amazing series of audio interviews and ebook called What It Takes to Be a Successful School Principal, Primary or Secondary. Before Andrew begins, a little on his background. Andrew began his teaching career in 1978 in the goldfields of Western Australia, where he served 2 years in the classroom teaching Year 7, followed by 2 years as a physical education specialist. He transferred in 1982 to the Perth metropolitan area, teaching Year 7 for 4 years before travelling overseas at the beginning of 1986 on Teachers Exchange to teach in Vancouver, British Columbia. He enjoyed a short stint in Sacramento, California, before heading back in 1987 to Western Australia to teach. 1988 through to 1990, he worked as teacher and deputy headmaster of an independent boys' college, before moving on to an independent girls' school from 1991 to July 1994. From the beginning of 1995, Andrew began his quality and esteemed-based education, mental skills training and self-image remodelling business. In late July 1995, he was struck down by Guillain-Barré syndrome. See andrewbelotti.com for details. Returning home in January 1996, he worked from home in a limited capacity. In that time, he wrote the bestseller, Let Your Spirit Run Free, which is available at www.letyourspiritrunfree.com. In 1999, he returned to the school setting as physical education specialist and science teacher across primary years levels 1 to 7. 2000 saw him as founding principal of an independent school of students, upper primary to upper secondary. Currently, Andrew has returned to the Education Department of Western Australia as Head of Mathematics and English. Andrew, why did you decide to research such a vitally important subject on what it takes to be a successful school principal, primary or secondary?
Well, Eric, having worked with numerous principals, 18 in all, and experienced their various leadership styles and idiosyncrasies, and then seeing them move on or out, I thought, what a waste. What a waste of experience not being utilised. Experience that could be utilised for hundreds, if not thousands, of aspiring principals the world over. So I wanted to harness that expertise for others to use.
And how did you go about it, Andrew?
I set up a simple web page and asked teachers and aspiring principals from around the world to send me their questions on what they would like to know about what it takes to be a successful school principal, primary or secondary. It was mind-blowing that so many of the questions from different parts of the world were quite similar.
What did you do with all of those questions?
Well, with the help of a few teaching friends, I collated them into 12 main questions using keywords that kept resurfacing.
Then?
I arranged the interviews with 12 experienced principals who I knew were held in high regard by their staff, male and female, primary and secondary, government independent, boys only and girls only, and went and interviewed them using the questions that the aspiring principals of the world wanted to know. I'm very appreciative of the principals and headmasters who gave of their time and to share their experience.
So every answer is real?
Exactly. There's no fluff, just the real answers that people wanted answers to, from real people in those positions, right here and now. It was exciting listening to them give their important advice.
And what did you discover?
We would be here for hours if I was to run through everything that I heard and learned. Remember, the responses come from 12 respected and experienced individuals. However, it is enough to say that aspiring principals will hear and learn how one can become proficient at being a successful school principal, simple ways to overcome barriers, little-known ways to stay a successful school principal, proven steps in applying their own methods to becoming a successful school principal, simple keys to have people follow your advice, how to maintain one's enthusiasm, strategies for using the highlights of their career to advantage, tips and tricks for using a real-life experience to being a successful school principal, how to influence fellow educators, how to lead. The list goes on and on. That's only a fraction of what you'll find out. Remember, the questions were set by educators worldwide and answered by experienced educators. These are not just some boilerplated collection of answers. Everything is in plain English. It's dead easy to listen to and to read and to understand. Everything is logically set out. Everything is logically laid out. These are deep, reflective, educated responses from experienced, respected, giving principals. The individual principals are contactable and willing to give you more information.
Andrew, what is the final bit of advice you can give to the aspiring principals watching this interview?
If you're serious about becoming a successful school principal, primary or secondary, then every bit of advice, every bit of knowledge, every bit of background information you can take on board, the better you'll be in the long run. So by going to the website shown below on this screen, a wealth of information from an in-depth resource will be with you as quick as your computer connection allows. You'll have the information forever. Remember, visit the website that's been shown on the screen now. I wish each of you the success you deserve in your quest to becoming a successful school principal, whether it be primary or secondary.